John Paul II, in his encyclical Evangelium Vitae, in paragraph 95 says, "What is urgently called for is a general mobilization of consciences and a united ethical effort to activate a great campaign in support of life." In my recent trip to New Zealand, which began in Auckland, I spoke at the Eucharistic Convention on two subjects: how to build a culture of life and what is the language of a culture of life. And then from Auckland, a very intense mission trip began. I traveled to Napier, Wanganui, down to the capital of New Zealand, Wellington, then to the southern island, the city of Dunedin. In each of these venues, I addressed the people on this exact quote of John Paul II and why we are where we are in this moment of time. And of course, it all comes down to one word: laxity. A laxity in the practice of the faith, a laxity in following the teachings of our faith, and sadly, the application of living the gospel of life every day. And in order to truly cultivate this culture of life, we have to reform consciences, help people to know what is the truth and how we are called to live that truth, to activate that ethical responsibility, to respond to that truth, to live that truth, not only when it's convenient, but to live it each and every day. Now, this is not just a problem in New Zealand. This is across the globe, where we see such a laxity occurring, and as a result, when the church is lax in her proclamation of the gospel of life, society becomes lax. This is what motivated Father Marx in the very beginning to begin Human Life International, to go around the world to help cultivate and raise people's awareness on these issues about what is life, the meaning of life, the purpose of life, and the dignity of life. This is what brought him to New Zealand back in the late 1970s, and with the help of Colleen Bayer, to found Family Life International in New Zealand in 1995. And that great apostolic work by FLI continues to this very day, and the footprint of their apostolic zeal is now spreading throughout New Zealand. And it was a great joy to be with Colleen and her staff and to see the activities and to see the work that they're doing and how they are forming consciences, how they are activating that great campaign for life. So let us pray for FLI in New Zealand. Let us pray for Human Life International's work around the world. And let us pray that the words of St. John Paul II truly will become reality in us and through us, so that we indeed can truly activate a great campaign in the support of human life.